in the oven on the stovetop. This is the Deni meat tenderizer, 45 blade stainless steel meat tenderizer, and it's customer top rated. It's under $20, and yes, I have colors. Take a look here real quickly. We're going to tell you I've got this for you in the red, which is already jumping out to an early lead. Always popular in the red. Here it is in black. I have it for you in the green. This is blue. And finally, I have it in orange. Each of these come with a protective cover, and they also have a locking mechanism, so you cannot engage the blades if that lock is in place. This is K43351. Richard Roman, I should say Chef Richard Roman, is back with us. He'll be showing the Ronco item coming up a little later, what a nice item to use in conjunction with the Ronco.
Absolutely,
right?
Dave, you know what, as all my years in the restaurant business, everything about food is about texture and flavor. Well, with the Deni tenderizer, you have these razor sharp blades. They're gonna go into any meat, break down the tendons that make it tough and make it tender, but also give you exceptional flavor. So I like to start here, David, with a flank steak because you can literally see all those tendons and fibers that make it tough. When you use a Deni tenderizer, these sharp blades go into the meat each and every time, David. What they're doing is they're breaking down, shortening those tendons. So now this meat, in a matter of about 30 seconds, is nice and tender. But here's the important part, David. When I take a close look at this meat, what I've done is I've created these little flavor channels. You can see those little slits in the meat. So now your dry rubs, your marinades, all your seasonings are gonna soak back into the meat, so you're gonna get exceptional flavor. So instead of marinating for hours and hours and even overnight, how about 30 minutes of flank steak? Marinate that while the grill is getting hot. And let me tell you, David, I always like to let you taste the before and after.
And I always appreciate that you do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's the important thing, okay? We spent about 30 seconds there, David. Here is the finished product. Again.
You grab a fork here.
All right, get a fork here. I want you to take that. And here, I'm gonna cut a piece for you here so you can see, because at the end of the day, we want everything, like it just pulls apart really, the meat. Tell me what you think of that.
I should probably have another piece to be sure.
Do you want another piece? Okay, and notice, again, this is actually fairly well cooked and still, the texture.
It's incredible.
Tender, right?
Melts in your mouth.
And again, what did we spend, about 30 seconds on that steak, David? So you don't have to tell people that you didn't slave in the kitchen. Tell them you slaved to get that. But again, so whether it's steak, whether it's chicken, you name it, how about something like chicken breast? Again, very boring meat, really not a lot going on unless you give it a lot of love. But what's great with the tenderizer, David, now you can get right in there and you can create that tender texture. And what I love about the different colors, David, if you're somebody like me who does a lot of grilling and cooking, use one for your poultry, one for your meat. But again, thick, beautiful chicken breasts, I go right in with the blades, and you can see the spring actually pushes them back out, and now this is tender, but also it's going to soak up all the flavor.
One thing I like to do is put the seasoning on the chicken breast and then tenderize it.
That's a great idea.
Because what that does is it blasts that seasoning right down into those channels you're creating inside that chicken breast. If we were to put this into a liquid marinade, you'd get maybe a quarter of an inch of flavor all the way around the outside.
That's right.
And when you cut into the inside, it would be bland because the flavor had no way of getting deep inside into the middle fibers of that chicken breast. So this is why you want to have the Deni meat tenderizer. You'll use it on all cuts of meat. I do this when I'm doing oven-baked pork chops, when I'm doing steaks on the grill, whatever the case may be. And I love to tenderize it and then get my marinade on there if it's a liquid marinade. If it's a dry marinade, I'll put it on and then plunge it.
That's a great idea. And how about whole chickens, whole turkeys? All that flavor that stays on the skin. Whoop, this one's in the lock mode, David. All that flavor that stays on the skin, now those blades go into the meat, they make it tender. So now that boring white meat is gonna soak in all that juice and flavor while you're roasting it, while you're cooking it. So it gets really juicy, incredibly flavorful, David, but also tender.
I love it. Such a really, really nice item. Take a look at colors again. I want to remind you this is customer top rated. Folks that have owned this and they're written a review about it, giving it 4.5 to 5 stars. Now, here's your green. I have it in black. Red is by far the most popular, no surprise there. Here it is in orange, and I have it in blue. Best rule of thumb here, top rack dishwasher, you want it to sanitize.
Sanitize it, correct. Yes. Top of shelf in the dishwasher.
If one of our foodies does not have a dishwasher, what's the best way to sanitize?
As soon as you're done using it, soapy hot water, as hot as it comes out of the tap. Just get it right in the water so nothing sticks to the blades.
Yeah, as hot as it'll come out of the tap, and then you get it in there with maybe some antibacterial soap.
That's a good idea, absolutely.
Soap.
Dish soap, perfect.
And then rinse it completely clean, let it dry thoroughly, and then store it away.
Now, David, I chose this because look how thick this cut of meat is. And again, this is a top round cut of meat. This is not an expensive cut of meat, but a matter of seconds going in, I'm breaking down those tough, chewy fibers. So now allow less expensive cuts of meat. You're literally transforming the texture, but also, you said it before, all the flavors, whether you're just using salt and pepper or those fancy dry rubs, blast that into the meat. So when you grill it, when you roast it, when you sear it, you get incredible flavor that's gonna taste like you spent hours when you really spent minutes in the kitchen. That easy, anybody can do it. Literally, David, do the same thing with your meat, and you'll transform the flavor and texture.
Absolutely. Now, you want to be careful at your foot because some of our marinade sitting in the floor, I don't want you to slip and fall.
Thank you for
All
that
right,
heads
there
up.
you go.
There we
No
go.
problem. So this is K43351. We got to get that onto the grill.
Yes.
That's $19.98. Fortunately, we have some grill demos coming up, so we can cook that flank steak. Delicious. K43351. Remember, all the colors you need. Those are those thick center cut pork chops, which I love so much. This is going to be an important tool to have to get all the way through. Look, 45 stainless steel blades that are powering through that very, very thick pork chop and then allowing all that seasoning a road to travel. That is why this becomes so important. Let's remind you of colors one more time before we wrap up. I've got it in green. Here it is in black. Most popular in the red. Here it is in the orange. And finally, I have it for you in the blue. 1,200 of these are now gone. Mr. Roman, you've been handling raw food, so I'll give you the elbow shake.
The elbow shake.
But I will welcome you back a little later.
That's right.
With the Ronco.
We're going to grill some of that steak.
Brand new. We're going to grill it vertically.
That's right.
That's exactly right. All right, we're headed over here to join our Mary again.
Yes.
Hi, friend.